YouTube, my name is Devin and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever tag video, and I'm going to do the Fall Time Cozy Time book tag, which was created by Novels and Nonsense last fall. I don't really know that anybody's still doing this tag, but I saw a ton of people do it last year and I really wanted to do it, but I didn't have a YouTube channel then, so I'm just going to be doing it now. And I wasn't tagged by anybody, I'm not tagging anybody, I'm just doing it for fun. Number 1 is The World is Full of Color. Choose a book that has reds, oranges, and yellows on the cover. For this one I picked Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury because it has reds and oranges and yellows on the cover, and it's also a really pretty cover. And I started reading this book, I got like 10 pages in, I got 13 pages in, and then I got The Martian in the mail off of Amazon and I started reading that immediately, so this kind of fell to the wayside, and I'm going to be picking this book back up within the next couple months. Obviously I'll have to start over though, so that bookmark is irrelevant. The concept of this book makes me so sad because it is about a world in which nobody is allowed to read books and books are burned, like with fire. That is horrifying. Number 2, Cozy Sweater. It's finally cold enough to don warm, cozy clothing. What book gives you the warm fuzzies? For this one, I picked Harry Potter, but not just any part of Harry Potter. Any of the books at Christmas time. That gives me the warm fuzzies because Hogwarts is all decorated and Harry and Ron and Hermione are all in their house dormitory and they're all snuggled up by the fire. They have Christmas dinner and they unwrap presents. And Mrs. Weasley makes everybody sweaters. It's so great, and it gives me the warm fuzzies every time I read about it. So I would definitely have to say any Harry Potter book, but when it is Christmas time in the book. The next one is Fall Storm. The wind is howling and the rain is pounding. Choose your favorite book or genre that you like to read on a stormy day. I'm going to be picking a favorite book series that I would like to read on a stormy day, and that is any of the Twilight books, because they are kind of gloomy and dark, and they take place in Forks, where it is always raining and cold and gloomy and dark. So if the weather is cold and rainy and gloomy and dark, it's just perfect. It makes you feel like you're almost in that world with those characters. Stormy fall weather actually is my favorite because I hate summer weather. Like, it's okay if it's just kind of warm, but when it's super hot and humid, I just hate that. So I would take a fall storm over a really hot sunny summer day any day. The next one is Cool Crisp Air. What's the coolest character you'd want to trade places with? For this one, I'm going to pick Hermione from the Harry Potter series because I feel like Hermione and I are already quite a bit alike. We both like reading in school and we like to try to get good grades. A lot of the books I read are dystopian and stuff, and I don't want to be put into any of those situations. I feel like Harry Potter is not too bad, and also getting to hang out with Harry and Ron would definitely make up for the whole Voldemort thing. Okay, next is Hot Apple Cider. What underhyped book do you want to see become the next biggest, hottest thing? For this next one, I'm going to pick The Jellicoe Road by Melina Marchetta. This is kind of two stories in one. It is one book, but it has two parallel stories that end up intertwining, and oh my gosh, when I finished this book, I just wanted to open it back up from the beginning and start reading it again, because now that I had everything like figured out and I knew what characters and stories intertwined, it was so good. And I keep trying to get my mom to read this, but she mostly reads like Debbie Macomber and J.D. Robb and James Patterson, and I'm like, Mom, read some YA, it'll do your heart good. Next is Coats, Scarves, and Mittens. The weather has turned cold and it's time to cover up. What's the most embarrassing book cover you own that you would like to keep hidden in public? Let me tell you, there's not many book covers that I would like to keep hidden in public because I'm not embarrassed to read any books, but any cover that looks like this, why? Why would you pick this to be the cover? What is this? What is going on here? What is going on here? Why are you chopping their heads off? Why are these just random people standing here? That has nothing to do with the book. It has nothing to do with anything. Any book that has awkward, chopped off heads people on it, just standing awkwardly posing, with font over it, with the title of the book, is just bad news. Now, side note, I'm not embarrassed to be reading this book, but I have taken the dust jacket off this book when I'm reading it at school because people keep giving me crap about reading this, and that is The Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer, because on the other side you have Twilight. People keep saying stuff to me about reading this at school. It makes me so mad when people talk down on other people because of what they're reading. Like, if you like reading children's books about ducks, you should be able to read those books without anyone saying anything to you. So if I want to read Twilight at school, I shouldn't have to take the dust jacket off so that people don't say things to me. Which, I mean, I don't have to take it off, but I just got really tired after a couple of days of people saying things about, ew, why are you reading Twilight? Twilight sucks. You know what? Twilight doesn't suck. Your attitude sucks. You know? Twilight got me into reading. I remember, story time, 7th grade, I was in wood tech class, and our teacher gave us free time, and he said that we could go get on the computers, and I did not go get on the computers. I opened up Eclipse, and I read, and I just kept reading, and I remember that was one of the first times that a book just sucked me in, and I felt like I was in that world with those characters. And Junie B. Jones and everything was great, but that was one of the first times that a book really hooked me. And so I thank you, Twilight. I don't care what people say about you. I love Twilight. Okay, I'm sorry for that rant. I get really irritated when people say bad things about Twilight, especially if they've never read them. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm done. The last one is pumpkin spice. What's your favorite fall time comfort food or foods? I would have to say this would be tapioca pudding or popcorn balls. I need not say more. They're both so great. Especially the old ladies at my church make these amazing homemade popcorn balls. Oh my goodness. I'll have to get some of those now. The last question is warm, cozy bonfires. Share the cozy warmth. Who do you tag? I tag anybody who wants to do this, but that's probably no one because this tag is a year old, and I think most people that want to do it have probably already done it. But if you want to do this tag, just do it. You don't need to be tagged by anybody. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!